Simcha, celebration of life.
Hello, welcome to Simcha, a celebration of life. I'm Nikki Wallman. Joy Sachs's book, Tommy Toad, aims to teach children about Kabbalah, the mystical side of Judaism. Inspired by real events and characters, the book was written to instill the values of love, trust, and mostly gratitude in the minds of its young readers. And its interactive style ensures that both caregivers and their children can enjoy the book together.
The idea for the book Welcome Tommy Toad was born about 10 years ago when first one toad and then his little lady friend came to live in our pet dog's drinking bowl. And at first it was quite an intrusion, but eventually we came to live with Tommy and Tilly Toad, and Badger was our pet dog, and the whole story was born of his relationship really with the toads. And I felt then that I wanted to write a story about living with toads and the relationship between the dog and the toads, and also the lessons that we learned and gained through accepting two toads living in our home. The lessons are pretty obvious, but they're not in your face. They're subtle, but I think that as one gets into the book, it's quite a long book. It's about 32 pages, beautifully illustrated in color for children and quite interactive. But I think that as one reads into the story, one is absorbing the lessons anyway. At the end of the book, it's very clear that gratitude is the main lesson that I am wanting to let children experience. There are even gratitude pages, so that there's pages where they'd write, today I'm grateful for, and each night I've encouraged them that they write something for which they're grateful for that day. In other words, getting them to see that it's not okay to only moan, but that it's okay to say, wow, I had a good day today. I think that it was important to write a book with these kind of lessons because there are very few books aimed at children with such lessons. As adults, there are so many kind of self-help and self-improvement books with lessons, but as children, there's very little available that has a good, wholesome message. I would love for the book to go to as many children and many homes as possible. And I think that the main way that it would benefit is for parents, grandparents, or caregivers to read to the children. Not just be given to the children, although it's very appealing anyway, but for parents and grandparents and caregivers to read to the children in order for them to open the door for discussion and communication about lessons of love, trust, communication, learning experiences, etc., etc. My feeling on moral regeneration is that it's not hugely popular or active. I'm not sure what the word is at the moment. I think that there's a moral decline, and I think that maybe it's not so much a moral decline. Maybe it's just values are very different and not old worldish, and perhaps the story of Tommy Toad is maybe a little old-fashioned in that it teaches values that the parents remember, but the children don't really know much about. And I think that that's a good thing, that the children do learn those basic grassroots levels of values. And that's what my hope is with Tommy Toad, is that the book Welcome Tommy Toad does rekindle, if you like, those values for the children. The book is dedicated largely to my dog, who's since passed on, Badger, who was such an integral part of all our lives, and the gratitude that I have to not only Badger, but to my two children for teaching me lessons of love and gratitude, of experiencing the world through children's eyes. That's really where the soul of the book is from for me, is as thanks to my children and to Badger.
Kugel is a baked Ashkenazi Jewish pudding or casserole, similar to a pie, commonly made from egg noodles, lakshen or potatoes, and served as a side dish on Shabbat or Yom Tov. Now, the name of the dish comes from the Middle High German word Kugel, meaning globe, ball or sphere, and the Yiddish name likely originated as a reference to the round or puffed up shape of the original German dish. Today, our resident chef, Saranne shows us how to make a delicious potato pudding, perfect for those cold winter nights ahead.
Hello and welcome back to the kitchen. Today we're going to make a potato kugel. The potato kugel to the Jews is like a national dish. You find it in most homes, being cooked across the world, in delis, in takeouts. You'll find potato kugels to buy. The potato kugel is very easy. We're going to start off by peeling the potato, and then we're going to grate it together with a half onion. The potato kugel can be served as a side dish, as an accompaniment to any dish really, meat, chicken or fish. Alternatively, it can be served as a main meal itself. Now, the nice thing about a kugel is if you keep your general ingredients the same, as in what we're going to add in a minute or so, the flour, sugar, salt, eggs, baking powder and schmaltz, you really can put anything else together with it. Mashed potatoes, caramelized onion, pumpkin, courgettes. It all makes for a wonderful dish. Right, so there we have the grated potatoes, and to this we're going to add a half a grated onion. All right, don't put the bigger pieces of the onion in. Grate what you need to and dispose of the rest. There we go, they're the onions. Just run your hand on the outside and inside the grater, because lots tends to stick inside. Right, now the rest of the recipe is very easy. We're going to add all the rest of the ingredients together. That's the sugar, the salt, a cup of flour, three eggs, a heaped teaspoon of baking powder, and in today's recipe I'm going to use schmaltz. Schmaltz is a vegetable fat that we use in a dish, in many dishes, but in a dish like potato kugel you can use oil instead. It has a particular wonderfully Jewish type taste, the schmaltz, for want of a better word. Right, mix it all together. And the potato kugel's almost ready for the oven. We're going to spray an oven-proof dish, and we're going to bake at gas mask, 180 degrees Celsius for about 25 minutes until golden brown. This is looking fabulous. It's ready, golden brown, ready for the table as a main course or as an accompaniment. So that's our potato kugel. Thank you for joining me and see you next time.
Well, that's all we have for this week. Do remember to find us on Facebook at Spirit Sister Productions and let us have your input for future shows. And of course, our website, spiritsister.co.za, is packed with useful information and an archive of previous shows you might have missed. Until next time, from me, Nikki, and the team, shalom and have a safe and peaceful week.